Chris is a little bit scared at the minute of what might happen, so she'll be joining us later.
All right, okay, if she's brave enough.
Promise we won't hurt you, Stephen, honest. Well, as we came through the door, I became aware of a gentleman. And I wondered if it actually was your father. I've got a gentleman here that would have been in the forces in some ways.
No, it's not my father.
Okay,
no.
well this is definitely a gentleman that's attached to these premises then.
What does he look like? Are you getting an image of him?
Very, very smart. I think I've got him in his, what would be classed as a D-mob suit. But it's very, very smart. He's very smart. He's got one of those little trilby hats on.
Right.
And he's quite dandy looking. He's looking at me with sort of.
And he's connected to this room or to the house?
To the house. As we walk through the door, as we walk from this room from that room into this one,
right.
I became aware of him. But the gentleman's more attached to that area. As I move forward, I'm picking up a new energy. Everything's so new, and I feel as if everything's turned round from the emanations that I'm getting from the spirit that are actually here. Nothing is recognisable. You know, so
almost like the spirits
everything
are much older than everything that's here now.
Yeah, and it's confusing them.
Right.
You know, we're confusing them. The equipment that we're using is confusing them.
It's confusing me.
Now the gentleman's definitely stayed back, so obviously we're going to have to move back towards this
Do you think you'll link with him again
yes,
later?
oh yes, he's definitely here.
Okay.
I've got a lady here that was very, very crippled. Not of this century, you know, not of the last century, much older than that, but very, very bent. Right. Very, very bent. I'm feeling her pain. When I first came into the house, I was aware of a smell, like lilies, like flowers, and I feel this is associated with this lady who would be right here.
Do you mean that she would cause the smell?
That she would make the smell.
Have you had any unusual smells?
We do get
unusual.
Are there like a strong jasmine-y type lily?
The sweet smells.
Sweet smell, yeah.
Does that make sense? And that's happened more than once?
I think this lady would have, you know, picked flowers and like lavender and things like that and dried them. Perhaps hung them from the rafters, I don't know. Not obviously these rafters, but that's the smell that's associated. Keeping herself busy. She's making little purses and envelopes with herbs and lavender and things like that.
Why is she still connected? Why is she causing these smells to occur?
This is her home. This is her home.
So she just doesn't want to leave?
No, she doesn't want to go. You know, this is where she lives.
Is there any name at all or visual image other than that she's crippled that could explain the time period?
I'm looking right into her eyes. So strange.
Can she see you when you say you're looking into her eyes? Is she aware
Absolutely,
of you?
she's aware of me. And I'm trying to reassure her in my mind. Obviously I'm not saying to her out loud, you know, it's okay. I'm just a visitor here. You would get a strong odour emanating around this lady because that's what she's doing. That's all she's doing.
So a smelly ghost in this
smelly
room.
Smelly room.
Let's move on to the kitchen.
Right. Really strange. When we were conducting the interview earlier, I was aware of a lady in the sitting room. I think I mentioned to you that, you know, that there was I felt the presence by the fireplace. Yeah. And this lady's here. And she's still as agitated as she was when we were sitting in the other room.
Why is she agitated?
It's all changed, and she doesn't like the changes. She wants the old familiar things, do you understand? And this is so alien to her. Things must have happened here in the kitchen, you know, because
supernatural things that would be. You mean?
Yeah, the poltergeist activity, and I'm going all goosey
because only the haunted kettle, and that's come on by itself, hasn't it?
You know, kettles going on and off normally point to children, but this lady is definitely what's that? What's this? What's you know?
Pushing the gadget,
pushing and yeah, what's going on? You know, and likes your reaction, I'm afraid. So you really do need to address what she's bringing through. She likes to make you startled.
Right.
You know, she enjoys your adrenaline rush, if you like. So you know, I mean, she's a bit naughty, bless her, but there's no harm in this lady. She likes to cause a reaction.
Is this a
like
different
yours.
lady from the
Absolutely,
room
oh,
we've just
totally
been in?
different. That lady was bent double
Right.
with sort of arthritis or some sort of condition.
Crippled in some
Crippled, absolutely crippled. Couldn't move much. This lady is agile. She's trim. She's quite tall. She's about 5'8", about 45, 50 years old, and she's busy. And she doesn't like. She's blaming you, the occupants, for changing what was her domain.
So she lives here?
Oh yes, definitely.
How
I'm
long
trying.
would that be?
Definitely, she's like mistress. She's like a school mistress in actual fact. You know, definitely. I'm trying to desperately get her name. I'm bordering on the Marjorie. Okay. Don't know if that name's familiar to you, but it feels like a Marjorie or Margaret, something on those lines.
Okay.
It's very difficult in these circumstances to try and to pull through a name.
What does she actually look like? You were describing her as very tall. Do you get any sort of visual
Tall,
images?
slender. She has a long skirt on. She has a crisp, what I'd call a crisp pinafore. You know, one of the old-fashioned type pinafores.
Right.
She's got boots that are laced up. I can see her boots quite clearly. She's almost standing on top of you, Jason.
Lovely.
You know, she's almost sort of. I don't know how you can't feel her because she's sort of, you know, she's sort of really in front of you. She's very, very anxious about the building itself.
To preserve it, really.
Whether to preserve it, I mean, she already thinks it's exactly the same as she left it. She's angry that things are not where she perceives them to be. I'm sure this is the lady that's been causing you problems in the kitchen. She's definite. She is just so agitated, and I would think that anybody in here for any amount of time would feel that agitation, wouldn't know where it was coming from, but would get nervous and agitated. Your nerves would be on edge.
And it's all down to Marjorie. Okay.
I feel Marjorie. It's definitely Marge or Marjorie, Margaret, something.
An M word anyway.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, it's not. It's Maud. She's just calling me through. That's her name.
Right, the lady in the
Maud.
kitchen.
Yeah, it's Maud.
So the M is now Marjorie, but Maud.
It's Maud. It's definitely Maud.
Does Maud mean anything?
No, it must be well before our time.
But she's definitely insisting that it was her that swiped you. So, you know, there must be a situation that you could remember.
There is on the roof, on the ridge tile, when I was working on the roof, where I was walking one foot in front of the other, and both feet together were just taken away.
Well, that's her, she's saying.
Why did she do that?
Didn't want it to change. You must have been changing it in some way. Shall we go upstairs?
Okay, let's go up.
I've come into this room and my head is really, really buzzing. My ears feel like they're going to pop. Really, really strange. Do you get a good night's sleep in this room?
We do.
But you have
we're
had things
okay.
happen in this
We've had a
room.
lot happen.
A lot of things have happened here, Marion.
I've got a gentleman here. He's angry. He's actually walking straight through the bed and back again. The bed's not there. Do you understand what I mean? I don't know if you're laying in bed at night sometimes and you feel like somebody's walked over your feet or whatever.
Right.
But it's a pressure. You must feel a pressure of some kind.
I've had one or two instances.
Yeah. It's just I can feel his energy. This gentleman's pacing backwards and forwards. I feel this gentleman. I don't know his association with the house, but he's definitely here. Whether it was anything to do with Maud downstairs, I feel this is his.
His house?
Yeah, this is his. This no, what are you doing here? You know, what the hell do you think you're doing here? Oh, he's moving me.
Actually.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but he's he's come right up close to me, and I'm sort of going back off a bit. Okay. I feel this gentleman is about 60, 65 years old, but he's very lithe and very strong, physically quite strong, muscular person. You know, and what you've got here is, what you've got to remember is you've got people that are really not aware of where they are in the time frame. As far as they're concerned, you're the intruder.
In their house?
And not them. Yes, exactly that, Jason.
Yeah.
You know. Did Brad pass with a stroke?
Ethel did.
Oh, I'm feeling...
That's Brad's wife.
Yes.
Is it? Oh, right. I'm feeling... She's giving me these conditions. You know, I feel a rush in my brain. I feel that she called out for help, and more or less that was it. You know, I don't know if you know anything about her demise.
No, I don't know.
But I
Chris knew her better, didn't she?
Yes, she did.
did she? I will have a word with Chris later, but I feel as if she sort of almost fell here. Do you understand?
Right.
Or at the top of the stairs or something. She tried to get help, and that was it more or less. That this is the sort of feeling that she's giving me.
So you're picking up her on the stairs particularly?
No, just up here.
Right.
I just thought because we've been just talking about Brad that perhaps he was giving me the conditions of his passing. But then as we came in, you know, the energies are all swirling round in this place. I mean, and you've got multiple people here. So, you know...
You know that already, don't you?
you've got more than just one. So she's making me feel really, really strange. And I would think that you know, anybody coming in here, you obviously got a sunbed. Actually, you get up off of there and you feel quite weird, quite strange.
In the original design of the properties, this was the bathroom.
Oh, right, right. That figures. That figures. She was either on the loo or having a bath or something like that.
Right. That's how she perhaps passed on or died?
Oh, yes, definitely. Definitely a stroke. Suddenly. I feel she would have called for help, but she would have either been in the toilet or at a toilet in the bath.
Or on the bath.
Yeah. She's talking to me. You've had other psychics and mediums into the house.
There has been a friend of ours in, yes. She's seen Ethel.
Yes. Well,
she described Ethel as how Christiana knew her.
I've got a clatter as well, like, you know, as you would feel the sensation of her body falling, banging into things as it went. So, do you get strange noises and
we get
things like that?
A lot of strange noises, unexplainable noises, yeah.
That's still Ethel, isn't it?
Still?
Oh yes, absolutely.
It's as if she's come through the wall. You know. So I don't know whether this would have been her room.
Well, this actually was a bedroom.
Really?
Was it?
Originally, in the original building, yes.
And this is also the room where the psychic, your friend the psychic who visited you, saw Ethel in the mirror, is that right? In this mirror here.
Hello, Ethel.
The heft of energy is very strong in here as well, you think?
Oh, absolutely.
Is she, would you say, the strongest presence upstairs?
No, Brad, I think.
Going back to Brad?
Yeah, Brad. But I think he was Frederick. I think his name's Fred or Frederick.
Well, it's Brad and Ethel, isn't it?
It's Brad, that's...
No, I'm definitely getting Frederick. So, you know...
Could that be a middle name, perhaps?
No, he's Frederick. He's insisting he's Frederick. I don't care that he's Brad or whatever you're calling him, but I'm getting Frederick, definitely.
Not really very many comfortable places in your home, is there? There sort of seems to be every little ghosty aboard has got a little corner in your house. I saw definitely a lady and a child in the lane.
Right.
But she seemed to be carrying some sort of bucket. I don't know if this was a water bucket or perhaps something to feed the animals.
We do have an underground tank here, which was put in up 200 years ago.
Right.
They were coming up for water from
Right.
the cottages.
Oh, right, right. So, but apart from that, I think we've sussed out all the ghosts.
You've had a good walk around, haven't you? So
Had a
we've got
good walk
lots and lots of different things. The main ones that we picked up on then were the Brad and Ethel, of course, who Brad you think is called Frederick.
Frederick,
maybe.
yes.
And of course the naval officer.
Yes.
So how do you think Marion's done there? She's sort of got a lot of the spooks spot on.
Absolutely. Spot
You
on
impressed?
every time. Really impressed.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
You a bit
very.
spooked though, a bit worried now?
Yes.
Yeah, you don't need to speak. You're here to bring peace and calm, aren't you?
Yes,
We can
nothing
do that.
to worry about.
Here's Christiana.
Hi,
You need to join us now. You were too scared before, weren't you? Okay.
Yeah, sorry about
Right, let's
that.
see what you've brought here for us. What's this?
I've got something that might be of interest. It's some details on actually the people that lived here.
Oh,
before.
right. Let's have a look then. Has this got anything about Ethel and Brad?
It has, yeah.
Fantastic. Let's see. All right, this is Ethel's death certificate. Just before I show you that, what did you say she died of?
She had a stroke, and she was in the bathroom, either in the bath or on the toilet. You know, definitely
Well,
in the
that's
bathroom.
fascinating because this says here that Ethel died of a cerebral hemorrhage, stroke,
Yeah.
in the bathroom. And the other thing that we wanted to check was the name of Brad.
Brad.
And Brad and Ethel you knew, didn't you, Chris, when
Yes,
they were
we did.
alive? And you always knew him as Brad.
Yeah.
But there's some question as to his name because you think...
It was definitely Frederick, not Brad.
Well, we have a name here. His middle name was Frederick. Did you know that?
No.
So, spot on again. Well done indeed. Yeah, very, very good.
Yeah.
You can't any clearer
news
than
on
that,
the little
really.
lady? The little lady we saw very crippled by the fireplace. Do you know anything about her?
Well, evidently, Ethel's mother lived here in her later years, and she was crippled.
Oh,
And
wonderful.
that looks like
That fits in
was
as
the
well.
lady.
Wow.
Yeah.
So we've got the whole family. Plus.
Yes.
All the
Plus.
spirits.
Yeah.
But you know, I mean, I don't think that there's anybody here that's really going to cause you any harm at all.
Good.
And hopefully we can quieten them. I've had the crystal with me that I'd like to give to you.
What sort of crystal is that?
That's a rose quartz.
Okay, and what's that used for?
Well, basically, it's to bring harmony. It's rose. It's rosy coloured,
Right.
and it makes everything more harmonious in your home.
Okay.
And hopefully that will bring you some sort of
Peace
calming
and harmony.
influence, calming
Oh.
influences.
Lovely.
Too. Okay.
Yeah.
But I would like, with your kind permission, to do with the blessing on the grounds and on the house, and hopefully send the spirits that seem to be troubling you onwards and to rest.
Oh, that'd be
You happy
lovely.
to do that?
Yeah.
So I'm just going to do a blessing now on the whole place and on the grounds, and hopefully send them onto the light. Okay, if you'd like to join with me. Almighty God, wise and wondrous Spirit, heavenly host, I implore you to come through to bless this place and the ground surrounding it, to bring peace and harmony to those that dwell within the walls and those that are bound outside. I ask the heavenly host to come collect those that would remain here and leave the living in peace. Amen.
So, has Marion managed to calm the spirits in this Lancashire home, or will Chris and Stephen continue to be haunted by their spectral residents? We'll be back in a few days to find out. That's all for Haunted Homes this week. Join Marion and myself next week when we'll be in Staffordshire to visit another haunted home. Until then, goodbye.
It's been wonderful. It's been so much calmer since Marion blessed the house, hasn't it, Steve?
Yes, it's really peaceful here.
Thank you, Haunted Homes.